Metamorphosis. It's a process many of us associate with butterflies, from egg to caterpillar to chrysalis, all the way to mature butterfly. It's regarded as one of the most beautiful events in nature. But we'll focus on a department whose ultimate goal is to keep one member of the insect class from obtaining this complete metamorphosis. The insect in question? The mosquito. And they really suck, literally. All mosquitoes suck plant nectar, which sustains them from an energy standpoint. But the females also suck blood from humans and animals. This so-called blood meal gives female mosquitoes the protein needed to develop their eggs. It's these biting females that we hate so much, especially when we're doing outdoor activities like yard work or playing with our children. Hillsborough County's Mosquito and Aquatic Weed Control has the tools and knowledge to limit these annoying insects. We say limit because you don't want to eradicate all mosquitoes.
Mosquito extermination is something that we don't want to even think about it, because every time that you remove an organism from the balance of nature, that organism is going to be replaced by something else. And we don't know what something else could be. Could be something even worse than mosquitoes.
What could be worse than a blood-sucking insect? Well, that's the point. We just don't know. So we stick with what we do know.
We already know some of their biology, some of their physiology, or the ways they reproduce, the ways the flying habits and everything else, especially the ones who can carry disease. That's our main goal.
And that's the crux of the issue. The fact that these bugs can carry diseases such as malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, St. Louis encephalitis, West Nile virus, and triple E, also known as Eastern equine encephalitis, that's the point where this mere annoyance can turn deadly. Mosquito control agencies are formed as a result of a state mandate, and Hillsborough County is one of the best in the country at using all its resources to attack the problem from land, sea, and air.
Probably the most important resource we have is our employees. They are really the ones that are out beating the bushes and collecting the data. So our employees are key into ensuring that mosquitoes are controlled within Hillsborough County.
With 1,100 square miles to cover and more than 40 different species of mosquito to deal with, mosquito control finds the best way to control this winged nuisance is to get them while they're young.
The mosquito is going to lay the eggs will go into the stage of larvae, and that's when we see those wigglers that keep moving into the water. And during that stage, that's when, in the point of view of mosquito control, we would like to find them, because we use biological control, which is not chemical at all, so is not harmful to the environment.
So for this, mosquito control takes to the air and sprays an environmentally friendly biological agent to the areas they know larvae to exist.
The biological control that we use is a bacillus. It's just going to be ingested by the larvae, and it's pretty much, in a very simple term, it's going to explode inside of the larvae, and the larvae is going to die.
An unpleasant way to go, no doubt, but it is effective. Killing mosquitoes in the larvae phase is the goal of the agency, but finding the larvae isn't always easy.
What they'll do, they lay the eggs on the underside of the leaves, and when they're ready to hatch, the larvae drop to the water, it goes down to the root, and they use the siphon to pierce into the hollow stem of the vegetation, and that's where they get the oxygen from.
This is where the aquatic weed control arm of the agency comes into play. Mosquito control uses larvicide to kill larvae, adulticide to kill adult mosquitoes, and they use herbicide to kill water hyacinth and water lettuce, which are breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
We see water hyacinth and we see water lettuce, we control them. That's part of our mission. And then there are some ancillary benefits that come with this, something additional, the fact that we control water hyacinth and water lettuce, because they are not only a location for a mosquito to start a new breeding cycle, but they clog the flow. So they can stop flow, and that can be a problem for our conveyance, our general stormwater conveyance and things like that.
It's considered a source reduction program and seems to be very effective in Hillsborough County.
Another way to control mosquitoes in the larval stage is through the use of gambusia fish.
Since 1900s, people use gambusia, which is the mosquito fish, to control mosquitoes, and pretty much we decided not to use it anymore because we are just relying on chemicals. But now we see the damage that chemicals can produce to our environment.
Like children drawn to an ice cream truck, gambusia zero in on the larvae, and in a single gulp, that's one wiggler that won't grow into a potential disease-carrying pest. Mosquito fish can be added to pools, ditches, and bird baths, pretty much anything that holds a significant amount of standing water, yet can't be easily drained. However, if a swimming pool is properly chlorinated, adding gambusia won't be necessary. But left unattended, it could become a breeding ground for mosquitoes. So drop by Mosquito Control and pick up some gambusia. Then it's just a simple matter of pouring them into the pool. The fish take care of the rest.
To control mosquitoes, our goal is to get it into aquatic stage. But if it escapes from the aquatic stage, then we have to go to another environment, which is air. So basically, we have a fleet that is comprised by vehicles that can do a very good job under any kind of circumstance, pretty much.
Most all of our inspector trucks, which are used on a daily basis, are multi-purpose equipment. They're used during the day conducting domestic complaint inspections, going out visiting citizens. They're used for larviciding wet areas, ditches, low areas, and then they're also used at night for our ULV program, which is at driving the trucks up and down the streets at night between 8 and midnight and 3 a.m. and 7 a.m. So we get the biggest bang for our equipment with our inspector trucks. There are some areas in the county where you just can't take a truck. We have many all-terrain vehicles that we utilize. We have regular four-wheel drive ATVs that we use along the salt marshes, cypress heads. It's a four-wheel drive off-road vehicle that we can take down narrow paths, which is basically like a golf cart on steroids. We can also use ATVs for adulticiding, larviciding. We have our workhorse, which is called an Argo Conquest. Basically, the Argo is a 8-wheel drive amphibious vehicle that can go through swamps, ponds, canals, water, dry land. It has a track system on it that distributes the weight so that we can go over the salt marsh without leaving footprints and being very invasive to the environment. And we can also use it for adulticiding and larviciding.
There is not any place in Hillsborough County that we cannot get to.
Not limited to just wheeled vehicles, the agency's fleet also contains airboats, choppers, and a fixed-wing aircraft, all of which can be mobilized only if Mosquito Control knows where to go.